And we're gonna go ahead and get started. So hi, once again, my name is Hannah. We are practicing together in a nice Vinyasa flow this afternoon. And we're actually just gonna get on our mats into a nice child's pose to get started. So coming into a child's pose, let's go ahead and take the knees nice and wide, maybe the feet come together, and we're just gonna press our hips back onto the feet, and if they're up here, they can't make it all the way down. That's all right, that's where you need to be right now. So coming back into a nice child's pose, something comfortable. Surrendering the forehead down to the mat. Let the belly bowl between the legs with each inhale, letting it grow like a nice balloon. Start to feel a heaviness through the jaw, a lightness in the cheeks. Connecting to your mat and finding your space for this 30-minute practice. And before we get started, I just invite you to let go of any expectations that you might have of yourself for this practice. Flow into something that's natural for your body and do things that feel good for you. You can take that, loss of expectation into the rest of your day. 2 more big deep breaths. Inhale as much as you can. Exhale, let it all out. And then reach the hands forward. Come up onto the knees. And let's take a nice seated position to get a little bit more warmed up here. So hands are going to be on your thighs. Inhale the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale them back and down. They're not going to come too far down because when we bring them up, they kind of stay up as you bring them back. From here, allow the hands to come out to the side. We're tall through the spine. We're tall, reaching the crown of the head to the ceiling. Reach the palms of the hands up. Inhale all the way up overhead. Maybe look up to the hands. Exhale, palms face down. Reach all the way back down. One more time. Inhale, palms face up. Reach up, tall through the spine. Exhale, left hand down. Reach up and over. Press through the right rib cage. Right hip still sinking to the mat. Open through the shoulders. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, right hand comes down. Once again, lift through the left rib cage. Open through the shoulders. Left hips come down. Inhale all the way up, and then exhale, start to round the back. Chin comes to chest, hands come to shins, coming into a nice seated cat position. Inhale, gaze comes up, belly comes forward, coming into your seated cow. Let's do it again. Exhale, round the spine, chin comes to chest. Try to get a nice separation through the spine. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, relax, seated neutral. We're gonna up the ante for this cat and cow. So hands can remain in front. Inhale into that cow. And then start to shift the weight over to the left, creating a big circle as you move into your cat. And then journey over to the other side, coming back into the cow. We'll take just a few more rounds on this side. So really feeling this circle out. Do you have any tension on one part, maybe in the hips, maybe in the spine? You can hold it there if you'd like to. And whenever it becomes like a natural time to turn around, go ahead, reverse the direction. Be dramatic with each position. Be slow. Find what's up with the body. Use that breath that comes natural for you as well. So inhaling on one half, exhaling on the other half. Bringing this motion soon to a close. Back into that neutral position. And we're gonna take it to tabletop position, warming up the body a little bit more. So hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. The toes are going to be flat on the mat, so not tucked in. We're gonna press into our hands, lift our knees and shins, engage the core in 3, 2, 1. Lift up, engage the core, pull the belly button back to the spine, relax in the shoulders. Be nice and long through the spine for 3, 2, 1. Sit back, come off the wrists for just a moment. We're gonna do this one more time, getting the core warmed up, getting the full body warmed up. 3, 2, lift off, press, lift the knees. Doesn't have to be a high range of motion, just lifting off and hovering. 3, 2, 1. Once again, kind of come back, take weight off the wrists. Anytime your wrists are bothering you, just take it to fist. That will feel a lot better. Go ahead and place the left hand down. Right leg comes back. And then center yourself with the right arm in front of you, spreading the fingers nice and wide. Left arm comes out in front. Inhale, lengthen and reach, pressing the heel back, reaching as far as you can forward with the fingers. Big inhale. And then exhale, come in and crunch elbow to knee. Still pressing out of that right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Keep the hips square to the mat. Exhale, crunch. So we're building heat in our body, preparing it for the more dynamic movement. One more time. Inhale, lengthen out. And exhale, let's switch sides. So left leg comes out, right arm in 3, 2, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, crunch it in. Big, powerful breath linking to our movement. Inhale, press through that left shoulder, lengthen out. Exhale, crunch it in. Last time, we'll lengthen one more. Inhale all the way, press as far as you can, reaching from heel to fingertips, and release that one down. We'll go ahead and take a little step back with our knees so we come into a modified plank. So once again, strong through the shoulders. Keep the elbows in by the side. Slow lower all the way down to the mat. From here, hovering the hands, lifting the upper body ever so slightly to engage the back and the spinal muscles. Big inhale, exhale, hands come out in front of you. Elbows come underneath the shoulders. Place the weight into the forearms, into the hands, and reach through the crown of the head, open up the chest. Press your pelvis down into the mat for Sphinx pose. If you would like to intensify this, press into the hands, lengthen through the arms. Couple deep breaths through the chest, through the stomach, and then exhale all the way down. We'll take our fingers tented as they spill off the mat. We'll press into the tented fingers. Inhale, lift up, lengthen out for the arms. Exhale, come down. A few more times doing this. Inhale, press in, opening the chest, warming up the chest as well. So a little strength and then lengthen. One more time. Inhale, lift. Really open it up. And then exhale. Take it on down. Hands come back underneath the shoulders. We will tuck the toes, but keep the knees on the mat. Elbows are in by the side. Hover and lift up. Come back into a child's pose. Sit the hips back. In this child's pose, taking the elbows close together and then bending at the elbows, trying to find a nice tricep stretch. If you want to take this deeper, hands come all the way behind the neck. Making sure that the elbows are as close to the head as possible. That'll intensify your tricep stretch. Coming back to that little intention we set, we're not gonna set any expectations for us. We're just gonna move freely through the flow. Press the arms out in front. We'll shift our way up, tuck the toes under, shoot the hips back into a nice, strong inverted V, otherwise known as our downward facing dog. Slight bend in the knees. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Press out of the shoulders. Biceps are right next to the ears. Press the hips up. Walk the dog. Alternate. A nice bend. Something that feels good for you. Maybe you're shifting the hips. That feels good for you. A couple more breaths here. From here, coming up to the tippy toes of the legs, bend the knees, and then hop or walk nice and slow up, feet to hands. Keeping a nice liberal bend in the knees. Hands can come down to the mat. They can hang out here in the elbows or even come behind the legs, whatever feels best for you. You can also take a block if that feels good, resting on that. If it's too much pressure on your spine. Big deep breaths through the neck, through the back. And here we go. Keep the head heavy, the upper body completely heavy as we press into the heels. Lengthen the legs. Stack each vertebrae. Feel the spine stack. how your body is reaching upwards. And then once your head has reached all the way up, we'll follow with the arms up overhead. We'll exhale, shoot the elbows back, opening up the chest. And then straighten the arms, take it by your side. So for this vinyasa practice, we're now gonna head into our sun salutations for a few rounds. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, lead with the heart. Swan dive down, keep a nice bend in the knees. We're gonna take our halfway lift here, flat back on that inhale. Feel the back muscles keeping you upright. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with the right leg. Get a little bit of a nice hip stretch here. And then step back with the left leg. We're in our plank or our modified plank. Big inhale here. Exhale, shift the body weight forward. Elbows stay in tight. You can come all the way down or hover halfway. Flip the feet. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. Use that core if you are an upward facing dog. And then exhale, come back to your downward facing dog. Hold it here, reset for just a moment, kind of shake out what you need to. We came back with the right leg, so now we're gonna come up with the right leg, step it forward, and then left leg comes to meet. Inhale, lift, monkey. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. And then exhale, hands out to heart center. We'll do that one more time. Here we go. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, lead with the heart. Keep the core engaged all the way down to that forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Find separation through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with the left. Step back with the right. High plank or modified plank. Hover halfway or all the way. Flip the feet. Come into upward facing dog or into cobra. And then press it back into downward facing dog. Left foot is gonna come up into that nice high lunge. And then flip that foot all the way up to meet. We'll take a few breaths here in our forward fold. Option here, keeping a very gracious bend in the knees. Take the hands underneath the feet. We'll inhale, straighten the arms, separating the shoulder blades, opening the back. And exhale, bend the arms out to the side, pulling ourselves deeper and finding that deeper stretch. Doing this one more time. Again, nice heavy bend in the knees, straighten the arms. Exhale, fold. From here, take the hands out and we will reverse swan dive all the way up. Big inhale. Exhale, hands down to heart center and down by your side, mountain pose. Invite you just to keep the eyes closed here. Feel out the body, recognize any heat that was built up. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, lead with the heart, bring it down. From here, we're just gonna go ahead and step back with the right foot, drop that right knee down. We're gonna take it to a 90-90 lunge. I am gonna use my block for this one, so option for you as well. I'm gonna keep it on my left side. Inhale the arms up overhead and tuck that right pelvis under. If you would like to deepen this stretch, I'm gonna take my left hand down to this block and reach up and over to isolate that hip flexor. So a block can be a textbook, it can be a pillow, something that you can reach and feel comfortable on. All right, from here, taking the block away, we are going to tuck our toes under, hinge forward onto this front heel, engage the core, lift the back knee up into a nice high lunge. Now, if this is not for you, you can easily stay down on your knee. Inhale the arms up overhead, press through that right hip flexor. Take your hands together and then karate chop the right tricep over top of that left thigh. Press into it, twisting over to the left, finding your balance. You can bring that knee down if that's better for you. And then take your hands to heart center. I'm just gonna switch so you can see this a bit easier. Taking your hands to heart center and finding that full twist. Engaging the core, finding your balance. If this is too much, you can easily just take a block and find yourself in an easy twist right here. 3, 2, and engage the core, come all the way back up. We'll bring ourselves back down to our mat. And this time, we will shift our weight forward, finding ourselves either again on that block or down to the ground. So we're getting a little bit deeper here in our hip flexor stretch. You can stay here, you can come down to the forearms, and that is something that, that's not in my practice right now. So if I come to my forearms, it's because I have a block that's down in front of me. From here, option, heel toe the foot to the outside of the mat. Take your right hand to the mat or your prop and find your left hand twisting over onto that left thigh. So the outside edge of that left foot spilling off of the mat, and you're getting a nice little twist. You're dropping, melting that right hip down to the ground. From here, option to kick that back leg up and get a little bit more of an isolated quadricep stretch. Sometimes this can be really intense, so definitely don't have to take that, or you can just kind of pop it off and hover it. A few deep breaths into whatever sensation you are feeling in this moment. Relaxing in the shoulders. And we'll rest that back leg down. We'll turn forward and we'll shift our weight back. Once again, you can use a block to kind of settle on. And we're taking a nice half split. So I like to rock back and forth here, point and flex the toes, just so that my shins can get a little bit of a stretch. I know a lot of us might be doing a lot of walking these days, so taking care of the front side of the leg as well. Hold it wherever you need. You can feel free to fold the head down if that feels good, rounding the spine. And then shift the weight up. Find yourself on your hands. Come back to that nice plank or modified plank. We're going to take our halfway lower chaturanga, keep the elbows in, cobra or upward facing dog. Coming back down into downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and finish off the sun salutation here. Go ahead, you can hop, step, jump to meet feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. You guys know it. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Here we go. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, not with the heart. Bring it down to the ground, forward fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. Exhale, all the way down. Taking it back to that plank. We'll finish this off. Shift the weight forward. Halfway lower or all the way lower into upward facing dog cobra. And then let's go ahead and set it back into downward facing dog. So from here, let's take our feet to mat width. And we're gonna press into our left hand. Right hand's gonna come off. You're gonna tuck under that left armpit, find your calf, your ankle, and pull yourself under for a nice twist. So you are stabilizing through the left shoulder and finding an opening through the right shoulder. Big deep breath, one more. And let's go ahead, plant the right hand, take off the left, take it to the other side. So finding calf or ankle and pulling yourself underneath that right armpit. One more big deep breath into the left side. And take it on down. All right, so from here, right leg's going to come up. We'll take 90-90. So shining that left hip forward. Taking the block, this time coming over to the right side, lift the arms up, and then right hand will come down as we open up through that left hip flexor. Take big deep breaths through this. And then bring that down. We'll tuck the back toes under. Shift our weight into our front leg, engage through the quad, lift up into a nice high lunge. Getting a nice little hip flexor stretch to first start out, ensuring that our weight is in our heel and our glute. We're not putting any weight into our knees. And then right here, take the arms together and karate chop them over to the right side so that our tricep is resting on the outside of the leg. Bending the elbows, taking it to a prayer position. Finding our balance. Option to open up the arms or just take the block and find your twist right here. Big deep breaths in through the spine wherever you are. Find your balance. One more big breath. We'll bring the hands back together, lift up into our nice high lunge. Take it here for just a moment. And then exhale, we'll come all the way back down and shift our weight forward into our lizard. So once again here, option to come down to the elbows or simply just stay on the block with the hand. Melting into that left hip. Option here, heel toe, that right leg off the mat, and then let the knees spill out here on the outside edge of that right foot. You take a twist towards this leg, resting your right hand on the thigh, and your left hip just melts down to that mat. If you want to take this a little bit more, pop that left leg up. I swear on most days I cannot do this one. I don't know what has happened to me today. So if this one isn't feeling good for you right now, keep it down. And there it goes. I'm going to take that back down. Untwist the body. Take yourself back, half splits. First start with a nice little rocking sensation. So pointing and flexing the toes. And then whenever you're ready to settle in, you can just stay where you are, or you can melt the head and back down. And then take deep breaths into wherever the sensation is calling you. Again, we'll shift the weight forward. Let's take one last chaturanga. So coming up into a plank or modified plank. Elbows in tight, halfway lower or all the way lower. Flip the feet, cobra or upward facing dog. And then take it into our final downward facing dog. Take just 3 big breaths here. Kind of wiggle your body in a way that feels good for you. Shift the hips in different ways. Feeling powerful through the shoulders and strong through the legs. And then let's go ahead, rest the knees down and come to a seated position. We are actually going to go and head on down to our backs for just a few more poses before we head into Shavasana. So adjust yourself accordingly, hang on to your hamstrings, and then come down to the mat. We'll bring the knees into the chest to start out, hug them in nice and tight. Maybe massage the low back, just rolling from side to side. From here, plant the feet down. We're going to take it into one bridge and then an option for a bridge or a wheel. So hands are by your side, pressing low back into the mat to engage the core. Press into the heels, lift the hips up into extension. Knees are parallel to each other. You're nice and relaxed in your shoulders and neck, activating the glutes, strengthening The glutes to therefore protect the low back, keeping that core engaged. 2 more breaths. Squeeze the glutes a little bit more. Press into the mat with the heels a bit more, and then slowly come down. Take a break with your knees to chest. Option here, take the bridge once again, or hands come by the ears so that forearms are shining behind you. We press into the hands, extend through the arms and legs. Come with me, whether it's bridge again or it is wheel. Knowing that your wheel does not have to look like anything particularly, just coming into what feels good for you. 2 more big breaths here. And then if you are in wheel, very slowly protect the low back on your way down. All right. From here, let's go ahead, reach that right leg up and then cross it over the left so that the knee is coming out for your figure 4. Press the right knee away from you. And then if you would like some more in your glutes, grab on to your hamstring and kick the left leg up. So this is essentially a supine pigeon. Keep all 10 toes flexed. If you need a little bit more in your glutes, I have an option for you. Take your knees down and stack them, kind of crisscross them, and then kick yourself back in. You can even grab onto the feet. Take a few more deep breaths into this. From here, whichever position you have chosen, so figure 4, or you've stacked the knees, you're gonna go ahead and let the body fall over to the left side. So we're coming into our supine spinal twist. Once you have found that option, if you don't like it, take yourself out of that, keep the knees stacked, let them drop over. Then once you have found your position, come bring the hands out to a T position, gaze comes over to the right. You can let your left hand rest on your lower body if that helps. Shoulders are grounded, big deep breaths into the stomach. Feeling nice and heavy, feeling grounded and connected back to your mat. Begin by bringing the head back to center. You can uncross your legs while you're down here and bring them one or both up at a time. We'll recenter ourselves this time. Left leg, ankle crosses just beyond the top of the knee. Press the left knee away from you. If you'd like more, kick the right leg in, find that hamstring. Flex all 10 toes to protect the knees. Once you have settled into this pose and you have decided that you would like more, come out of it. Slide that left leg down so the knees are stacked on top of each other. Kick yourself back in, maybe grab the feet to pull them in a little bit closer. And just settle in with your breath, allowing your glutes to fully relax and release. Whichever position you have taken, you may come out of it or you may stay there. Let the legs drop over to the right side. Maybe get a nice little pop in your low back. Arms come into a T position, gaze comes over to the left. Ground shoulders to the mat. Think about sending the breath to the stomach. Head comes back to center. One or both legs come up gracefully as you need to. Last pose right here. Let's take feet to the sky. Knees come towards the armpit. Option 1 is to grab the ankles and pull the knees a little bit closer. Option 2 and 3, grab either the inside or the outside of the feet for your happy baby. Wherever you are, you can stay here and just kind of feel the weights of the knees coming down, or if you'd like to kind of extend a leg out and then switch. That might be what your body is calling right now. If you would like to take a final stretch, something that you know you need, something that's going to help you do a nice short shavasana, please go ahead and take that. You can also take an active shavasana coming into bound angle pose, so feet are together, knees are hovering on the outsides, or coming into full shavasana. Body is totally passive and relaxed. The legs can be out in front of you, taking up as much space as you need to. You're in your own space. What do you need for this final few minutes? Letting the hands or the palms face up, connecting energy to the space around you. Or if you'd like to be more tuned with the body, placing the hands on the stomach or on the chest. With each inhale, feeling the freshness into the nostrils. And then with each exhale, feeling the warmth of the air coming out. Start to separate the jaw. Feel heaviness through the eyebrows and through the cheeks. Send some love to a place in your body that has been struggling, whether that's physical or emotional. And then send some love to someone in your life that has been struggling, someone that can really just use some extra energy. And then without expectation of yourself, find just a few more moments connected to your breath and your body. Noticing any distractions or noises that may come about and just letting them pass by. Start to bring motion back into the body, first with the breath, and second with fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. Stretch the arms up overhead, the legs long. Find that nice full body stretch, something that's well deserving of this practice. And then bend the knees, rotate onto one side using your bicep as a pillow, and take just a few more breaths here in this fetal position. Thinking about the peace that you created with yourself, knowing that you are the one that brought that energy in. You can find it whenever you need it. Take your time in the easiest way possible, coming to a seated position, heavy eyes, or they can be closed, hands come on to the knees and thighs. Reach the arms out to the side, lift the palms up, reach up overhead, big inhale. Exhale, hands down through heart center, fluttering the eyes open. Thank you so much for coming out for yourselves today and sharing this moment with me and with everyone else that has participated. I hope you can take this energy with you throughout the rest of your day and your week. Delight in me, honors delight in you. Namaste. Thanks so much, you guys. Again, my name is Hannah. If you have any questions for us, please feel free to chat us or unmute yourself. We are more than happy